Hey guys, Joel Castro back with another vlog. Sorry I've been gone for a little while. Had really had to take care of a lot of stuff lately, reorganizing the house and whatnot. But yeah, got most everything settled here. We still got a little bit of work to do, but that's that's all it is, you know. You start working, you just gotta keep on working, you know. But anyways. Today, I wanna touch on a kind of a sensitive topic in video games. I know a lot of people don't mention it as often, but I think it has to be said at one point or another because it's a huge part of why people love video games and why people keep coming back to video games no matter how long they're absent from it. And that is video game nostalgia. Nostalgia. It's basically that sensation of memories, you know, the things that make you feel like you're in the past. And video games, for a lot of people, do that. I mean, they give a sense of the past to a lot of people. And it happens to me a lot, too. Because whenever I play a lot of my old games, that I've played from my childhood, you know, I want to go back to that time. Like, I want to go back to those points in my life, no matter how painful they are. It just has that sense, you know? Like, earlier I was playing Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, and I remember a lot of times when I was playing that game, there's this fishing mini game that's kind of taken from Ocarina of Time, and you know that game brought me so much nostalgia. I remember back when I was a kid, I would always, always, as soon as I found out about this place, I would always go back to that fishing segment. I don't care how many fish I caught. You know, I would just go out there, cast off my line, catch as many fish as possible, um, trying to find that elusive Hylian loach because that thing is really difficult to find in that game. But you know, it's just so refreshing. You know, sitting there, avoiding all those moblins, just relaxing on a boat, casting off a net. Yeah, those were the days. Actually, reminded me of times when I would go visit my family, and on my uncle's boat, we would go off fishing into the ocean. And the ocean's a lot choppier than a lake, but there's just so many good memories from that. And a lot of games do that for you, like Spyro the Dragon. You know, those were times when I played the Spyro games. Those were times when my parents were actually together and not divorced. And so whenever I played, and my dad would always play with me, he would I would show him a few things. He would show me a few things because we both played the games, and we just it was sort of our bonding experience personally through video games. I would play some of his PC games. He would play some of my console games, and whenever we you know, we're just talking, you know, we would, if it's not going to Chuck E. Cheese, it's playing a video game together. I would show, like I said, I would show him what I'm doing. He would show me what he's doing, and I try to copy it on my time playing. It's just moments like that in video games really do have an impact on the player, and it does have an impact on the person because it reminds them of so many good memories they had from their childhood, from these old games. And that's why I don't think the classic games will never die. Just like classic novels continue to be popular today among literary enthusiasts, or classic films are popular among film goers and movie buffs. You know, video games, the classics from like the NES, Super Nintendo, the PlayStation 1, the N64. You know, those games, they're never going to go out of style. They're never going to be, they're not going to die. You know, they're just going to stay there in the memories and hearts of the gamers. And yeah, it's one of those things, and just makes you remember the good times. With that said, I have another review for you guys today. And it's a game I haven't really said I've been playing much. I've kind of been playing it on my own because, well, I wanted to try it out for myself, see if anybody had played the game that would try to spoil things for me. It's happened before. I don't mean to blame everyone else, especially not my Facebook gamer friends, but you know, I get things spoiled for me a lot, so I never told people about this game. So anyway, without further ado, here's Red Dead Redemption. Now, those of you who know about Grand Theft Auto know that Rockstar made Red Dead Redemption as sort of a, you know, trying to prove something to themselves and prove something to the gaming genre. Like, Westerns have a place in the video game genre. And Red Dead Redemption does that job perfectly. Some people would argue it's a Grand Theft Auto on horses, cowboy version. I can see where they're coming from, you know, since Rockstar. But I think it's a little different than that. This game has a story you actually want to follow. The missions that you do are actually pertaining to the actual story at hand, which is basically this outlaw John Marston, who is set in the backdrop of 1911 during the decline of the Old West, if you ever read American history. It's basically federal agents have threatened John Marston's family, and in order to get his family back, he has to chase down his old gang of outlaws that he used to run with in his youth. He has defected from this gang, but because the feds are also after this game, because Marston has connections, they felt that they could use him in order to capture their gang. They kidnapped his son and wife, and now he's on a mission to get his family back by forcing himself to play the feds' games, try to hunt down his former gang, who he had defected from because, you know, they were starting to get a little weird with stuff. And, you know, you travel through Texas, Mexico, back in the Old West, and it is so much fun! That's what this game is! It is so much fun to play! Now, if you're not a fan of Grand Theft Auto, I understand that. I personally am not a fan of Grand Theft Auto. But I love this game. I don't know what it is about it. It's probably a different setting. I'm a fan of fantasy settings. And this is not exactly a fantasy setting, but it's a setting that I like seeing. You know, I don't like seeing big cities that often. I don't like driving around in cars doing mindless stuff like hurting prostitutes or you know, killing people just for the hell of it. I'm not that kind of person. And this game gives you that option, but you can be good, you can be bad in this game, but this game, the Western setting is what is awesome about it. It is so beautifully detailed and so amazingly gorgeous. It is, I could stare at those backdrops for days. For days, guys. It is amazing. There's some areas that I would actually love to sleep in. Because they're just so calm and serene. Provided, of course, you don't run into any outlaws, which is where the gameplay comes in. The gameplay in this game is very good. John Marston is a gunslinger, so obviously he knows how to use guns and stuff. He knows how to throw knives. He knows how to rope horses, rope cattle. He knows a lot about being a cowboy without actually being a stereotypical cowboy. And this game, oh man, it plays out like a Western movie. I don't know if you guys ever seen Western movies. I know they're probably not your thing. I've seen a few, like, you know, the old John Wayne, Clint Eastwood movies. Saw the most recent True Grit. This game captures the atmosphere of those movies and that time era. It's just so good. Horse mechanics in this game. You know how you can ride horses in Red Dead Redemption? They have the most realistic horse mechanics I've ever seen. Like, for real. When you use a horse, you know, you have to kick it to make it go faster. The horse itself has a stamina meter, so if you decide to kick it too hard or overexert it, guess what? You're going to get bucked off. Because it's going to be like, nope, fuck you! Get off me! I'm not letting you ride me anymore! That's what she said. Anyways. But, you know, the horse mechanics are so realistic. The gun slinging is so awesome. It really takes into account the accuracy of guns back then. John Marston controls very smoothly, very fluidly whenever handling things, and you get to do other stuff like skin animals to collect their fur and meat for money. You can take down outlaws that have a bounty on them. There's so much stuff to do in this game. And there's also mini games too. You can play poker. You can play blackjack. You can play liar's dice, five-finger fillet, you know, where you try to stab a knife in between your fingers. Be careful with that one. That's actually kind of difficult. But, you know, you have so many of these mini games. And it just creates this world that is alive. It is, it's just alive. It's there. It's colorful to a sense. It's the Old West. There's not much color going on, but it's just so diverse and unique. The characters are so likable. There's going to be ones you absolutely love. There's going to be people you absolutely hate. They're all just so memorable, especially John Marston. And because of the great voice acting, it helps their case because, you know, this game is amazing on that front. It has great writing, great voice acting, great atmosphere, great gameplay. It is a great game. But it gets better. This game has multiplayer. Do you realize how awesome this game has just become since I mentioned multiplayer? It is one of the single greatest multiplayer experiences I've ever had. It's a lot like your traditional multiplayers where, you know, you have these different modes. You know, you have death matches, capture the flag, races to see who can do whatever first. But it also has a multiplayer free roam where you and your friends can go around doing stuff until you all decide to do some random event. Now, you know, you can't play blackjack, you can't play poker, and you can't do all those other mini games, but everything else you can do in multiplayer. And I'm just, it's amazing. This game, oh my goodness. There are few problems I've had with this game. Very few. They patched this game so well. Now, I know from the beginning, I've heard people say that this game had glitches. It still kind of does. But they had a lot more glitches when it started up. Like horse hydraulics. Sometimes stage coaches will have like cholo hydraulics. And they'll fly into the air randomly. There used to be this one glitch, Manimal glitches, where people would act like animals. They were coded to act like certain animals. But they fixed those patches. That doesn't happen as often anymore. I've actually rarely seen it happen. And this game is just so glitch-free. It is nearly glitch-free. For an open-world game, that is a marvel. To find a nearly glitch-free game post-patches. You won't find it anywhere else. Not Skyrim, not Oblivion, not Dragon's Dogma, nowhere. You are not going to find it anywhere else. This game is just so perfect. The save points, this checkpoint system is tremendous. The gameplay, phenomenal. The voice acting, the story, the multiplayer. This is one of the few games that I can justify, that I can actually justify giving a 10 out of 10. It has small problems. Very, very small problems. But they are nitpicks. They are absolute nitpicks in the face of such an amazing game. You'll find glitches in Grand Theft Auto, and people say those are near-perfect games. No. This is the better experience. This is the much better experience. You don't have the stereotypes. You don't have the annoyances. You have glitches, but they're few and far between. And they are not annoying at all. this is one of the few games that I can recommend wholeheartedly. Do yourself a favor and get this game if you like open world adventure games. You will not regret it. Even if you hate Grand Theft Auto, you will probably like this game. If not, I understand. It's because, well, the many similarities to Grand Theft Auto. But for me, the experience is just so amazing and so unique. I've never played a game like this. Ever. I've never played a Western game like this. Ever. Do it. Just stop watching this video. Go to GameStop. Buy this game. It's $20. It's $30 for this version. About $40 for the Game of the Year version, which has an add-on called the Undead Nightmare, and it also gives you all the downloadable content that's on the Xbox Live or the Xbox Marketplace or the PlayStation Network store. Just go get it. If you like adventure games, if you like free roaming, if you like a decently challenging game with an excellent story, get it. Get Red Dead Redemption. Until then, this has been Joel Castro signing off, guys. And yeah, signing off, and have a good day, guys. Keep on gaming. Next week, I don't know what I'm reviewing next week. Bye.